and welcome to Focus on Liberia TV, based in the United States of America, Atlanta, Georgia. My name is Prince B. Morba of Protest. So we're here to bring you the full view of what's happening here up Benson Street in Monrovia before the U.S. Embassy. Soup is here in the number. So this is it. Keep watching Focus on Liberia Television live here from up Benson Street in Monrovia. The Student Unification Party, the US-based Student Unification Party here. Wakana
We never see
Once again, good morning. My name is Prince Monrovia. This is Focus on Liberia TV. We're here in Monrovia, up Benson Street on Snapper Hill, right opposite the Embassy of the United States of America, where the Student Unification Party have gathered here in their numbers in continuation of the July 26th protest to fix the country. They've come here, according to them, they call on President George Weah and his government to fix Liberia in their word. And they're going to be explaining more on what do they mean. So this is Focus on Liberia once again. My name is Prince Monrovia. Keep following.
Information, though it is alleged that they are coming from but it's not yet confirmed. The information we have received so far. There's King TV Liberia live from the U.S. Embassy, Baba Point and Monrovia. The party, they are protesting today. What to call fix the country. secondary protest on 6 counts allegations against the judge we are government. My name is TV Live.
So you just listen to them chanting face the country, and in a few minutes now, they will speak to them as they will be speaking to us as they await people from the representative from the embassy to receive their but in a minute from now, we will be speaking to them as well. As it goes down, they relate to just an hour as a reaction that made the world instead of accumulating on the ground. I'm very sorry for the nation of the world. Embassy, where the Student Unification Party is here in their members. They petition the U.S. Embassy to face their country as a campaign. So the National House has been made to face the country campaign by making for pro-governance and pro-connectivity to increase the tax schools and call for the dismissal of sub-government the weapons who are brought to be dismissed by the president as well. So we'll be speaking to them. Either he fails the country or he fails the country. He fails the country. My comrades and friends. Intellectual militants of the indomitable revolutionary vanguard Unification Party. Progressive citizens of the Republic of Liberia. Permit me at this moment to extend you superfluity of revolutionary aloha and revolutionary salutations from the man who presides over the Politburo, the Central Committee and General Congress concomitantly of the indomitable revolutionary vanguard Student Unification Party.
Mono is the propaganda chair of the Vanguard Party. Mono.
In Comrade Adiola, Comrade Cadre, Chairman Baba Watafa Sheikh Khalif, Mustafa Kimel Nush Ataturk Kane. Today is a day of history. Today is a day that will be recorded in the pages of history as a day where the Student Unification Party organized the masses of the Liberian people on August 24 to demand structural change and structural repair in the conditions of the people.
Long live the Pioneer Student Unification Party. Long live. August 24, yo. Face the country, yo.
On July
At this very venue, the militants and stalwarts of the Student Unification Party with progressive Liberians converge at this very location. On that day, a very ugly scene occurred through the reactionary machination of the terroristic elements of the anti-democratic regime of Mr. Weah. But we have never been deterred. Our resolve was never disrupted. Today again we are here in continuation of the Face the Country struggle. Because this struggle is about ensuring that the regime place premier emphasis in the conditions of the Liberian people. We told the people that the blood of the militants of our party you wasted. It is an added fuel in the baptism of fire to roast the regime to bend their knees. And today again we are here, vote of intimidation, vote of funk. We have appeared here today to continue to face the country struggle. Because when we say face the country, we are talking about placing premier emphasis on the over 16,000 students at the University of Liberia. When we say face the country, we are talking about placing emphasis and premier on the over 1,000 employees of the University of Liberia. When we say face the country, we are talking about placing emphasis and premier on the men and women in the security service of the country. Over the period, the men and women in the security service of the country, they have been abandoned to starvation wages. The masses of the people have been condemned to mysterious and secret killing. So when we come here, when we say structural repair, when we say face the country, it's about prioritizing the security sector that should be at the service of the Liberian people. It's about awakening the security sector from her slumber because she is in slumber or slumber. 5 years down the line, if it is not the mysterious killing and the secret death of Odell Sherman, it is Princess Cooper. So as we converge here today, it's about ensuring and assuring that these people that die under mysterious circumstances get justice. Because the Constitution must be at the service of everybody. Face the country, better education, So when we say face the country, fellow Liberians and fellow comrades, it's about ensuring. It's about ensuring. It's about ensuring that the medical bill of the over 4 million citizens of the Republic of Liberia is prioritized and prioritized to the core. In the current budget of the Republic, the regime has engaged in an insensitive decision to reduce the budgetary bill of the health sector of the Republic of Liberia. Bukaiti, Social Justice, Academic Freedom and Peace, Bukaiti. So this is why we are here. This is why we are here. We discovered that the regime in the mix of infectious diseases, when the war is threatened by infectious diseases, the Mr. Weah regime has reduced the the preventive budget of this country, the preventive budget of over 4 million citizens from 30 million to 10 million. 66% reduction in the preventive budget of the Liberian people. While the President of the Republic continues to increase his personal wallet and his purse from 2 million to 5 million. In a proper regime, the people should be prioritized. The medication of the people should be prioritized. The education of the people should be prioritized. This is why we come here as students. Because the students are the conscious block of every society. When you follow history, when you are a follower of history, you understand that all of the useful changes that are benefiting the bellowweight of the universe currently, it takes the courage of the student community to awake the system from the state of comatose and from the state of unconsciousness to being conscious at the service of the people. 51 years in the vanguard, 51 years in the struggle. The Student Unification Party has been very decisive on this front. We were not intimidated by the military gangster in President Doe, and never shall we be intimidated by the insensitive soccer dolt in President Weah. President Weah is a simple soccer dolt. So this is why we come here. We say to Mr. Weah, when we say face the country, we give you 51 fundamental counts. Part of the counts is to take serious the over 16,000 students at the University of Liberia. The over 16,000 students at the University of Liberia continue to be neglected and abandoned to starvation wages. They gave the university 17 million in the mix of free tuition. The disgusting part is when students were paying tuition at the University of Liberia, the regular budget of the university was 17 million. Now you say free tuition. Why must you continue to subject the university to 17 million? I thought when you economically disempower the university as a responsible government, you should be increasing the budgetary allotment of the university. This is why we said to Mr. Weah that the free tuition policy is rooted in duplicitous political masquerade. It is not sincere. It is intended to generate admiration and sympathy for the Liberian people. And we are students of the sciences of revolution. We are students of economics. We are students of public administration. We are students of different academic disciplines. We cannot be at the University of Liberia and see the hypocrisy of the regime. Then you expect us to give Mr. Weah hallelujah praises.
Reactionary tendency!
Yes.
Reactionary tendency! Yes. Mr. Weah! Yes. Mr. Weah! Oh, Mr. Weah is a one-term president. Yo, yo! Yo.
So today we are organizing the people. We are here and the people are coming in a multitude, a mass.
So this is not first of its kind. My name is Elijah and I report for 40 in Capital FM. This is not first of its kind. See Student Unification Party coming out. The last time you came on July 26th, you were kind of chased by some people. So what do you think this time around that your quest will be hito of your continuing quest for Face the Country campaign?
Because like we said to you, that this is about the people. On July 26th, the regime and the government that is headed by Mr. Weah did not see the expediency to come and listen to the petition and receive the request of the Student Unification Party. They decided to utilize talks through the supervision of the National Police. You were here, the police were here to brutalize the students. The terroristic machination of the police knew about it. They decided to utilize brutality. They decided to utilize brutality to push away conscious students who have converged to petition the government. Our only request was send any top official of the regime to come and receive the petition of the Student Unification Party. And want to say this and be very blunt and clear. When the regime and the government cannot send a representative to the Capital campus of the University of Liberia to receive the petition of the Student Unification Party, we will protest on every holiday. Because the masses of the people. Other people are concerned, why are we protesting on holidays? The nation is in decadence and feculence. Go in the slums and review the conditions of the people. The people are on starvation.
All right.
The people are starving in the slums.
Let's speak on the permission
and all of the
given to
rural
you.
trenches of the Republic.
Let's speak on the permission be given to
We
you.
are our duty is to organize the people around their conditions, to protest their conditions to the regime, and inform the regime that 5 years down the line, things are now okay. 5 years down the line, the nation is in decadence and paralysis. This is our mission. This is why we have presented 51 fundamental counts.
All right, so my name is Springs, and I report for Prime FM and Focus on Liberia, based in the U.S. So my question to you is, 5 years down the line now, nothing has changed in your thought. We had less than 18 months to go to the next elections. What sort of change do you think you can receive just in less than 18 months after 5 years? Though things expected you did not see them. What are your hope that the things that you expect to see going to happen in the next few months to go?
Well, basically, as a student group, like history, it is our duty to always guide the people as they proceed towards the political year. This is why when you observe the Student Unification Party, we have taken this year as a decisive political education year. We are conscientizing the Liberian people, educating the Liberian people about how the regime has distributed poverty and disservice to their doorstep. We will empower the masses of the people that 5 years down the line, Mr. Weah abandoned the University of Liberia. The scheme that Mr. Weah is parading with, that the university is an academic paradise, it is erroneous, it is fake, it is not nowhere around truth and reality.
How long do you intend to be out today? How long?
Still the same. The economy is still the same. I do not have to give you academic economic analysis to understand the conditions, the economic affairs of the country. I can only remind you and say to you, comrade journalists, you are a father, and I believe you are running a family. So we are talking about the economy, we are talking about the increment of the food money of your responsibility at home. Conditions are improved, has increased astronomically, and the difficulties have raised. And you know very well, I'm aware very well, everyone here is aware. When we say economic paralysis, we are talking about the increment in, the goods are needed for the smooth survival of the Liberian people. There is an increment in the market, things are astronomically increased, goods have increased, and I want to say to you that we will continue the struggle until Mr. Weah can listen to the plight of the Liberian people. So in this life, fellow comrades, we are here, the people are converging, and the people are coming from different quarters of the Republic. As I'm speaking to you now, a group has just arrived, and the masses are converging from the battlefields and the rural trenches of the Republic.
Thank you so much. We say here, of course, another group of soup militants have arrived. So we still await the arrival of the chairman of SOC, Mustafa Kane, and the Secretary General, Yusuf Kamara. Both of them have not arrived yet. So we still await their arrival. But the students are coming in their numbers from all sorts of life here in Monrovia to converse here. In continuation of the fifth country protest, once again, my name is Prince. I'm here to bring you all the happenings here on Benson Street, Snapper Hill in Monrovia, opposite the U.S. Embassy.
It's not a good sign, but it's a good sign for we the Liberian people. We the ordinary masses that are suffering. It's a good sign for us because at least corruption people who want to steal more, they will put stop to it. Because more sanctions coming, we have 40 government officials on the list that will be sanctioned.
How long will you be out here today?
What?
How long will you be out here?
We here today.
Okay.
We here today.
Hello, my name is Alocha. I'm for TV TV. I follow your live broadcast. You talk about advocating for the girls that are in Oman. Are you going to get info?
I will. We are here today. We're going to put a plot on the table because Nathaniel Magia was the one who was pushing for that. And now he said sure they were supposed to leave last week, but because the sanction, we're not hearing anything. So we're here to tell the world our girls, our children, our sisters in Oman, they are dying. That because of corruption carrying out to Oman. Martina Konate, the Costa Princess.
Thank you.
So we here, this is Focus on Liberia television live on the USA. My name is Prince Over. We are waiting the arrival of Chairman Mustafa Kane and the Secretary General Yusuf Kamara. They have not come yet, but the group is here. I mean, you can see the camera and other young people who have come in solidarity with them. Since we here this morning, the presence of the Liberia National Police is here. Of course, is here from top to bottom, and then I'm sure that the Justice Ministry also granted them the permit for today's assembly. So yes, the police are here providing the maximum that should be provided for them. everybody discouraged. The Samaritans are in here. They are not a color rain rather, but because of our gadgets and other things, we're going to be putting this live, and we'll come by when the rain cease. Rain is coming now, so if we intensify, obviously we will have to go on. Welcome to Focus on Liberia TV. I'm seeing you here in the mix of the student with a placard in your hand. Why are you here in the first place? What's your name?
Ase Rawo.
Okay, Ase, why are you in the mix of the student doing this protest?
Because the project is very hard. Because our project monitor is getting each one there. So we are making they try to get each one there. Coaching again, because you can't because it's a killer.
Is that why you are part of the protest today?
Yes.
So what sort of message you can send to those you call it? What you want to tell them?
Okay, I want to do the Nigerian community. I'm going to put one section on it. I'm going to tell you to put one section on it. Let's just come now.
How you been affected by some of the things that are happening here in Liberia? How do they affect you? How? How you been affected?
Because when the school is suffering from the negative and I want to see the country very hard.
Okay. So is that why you joined the student protest today?
Yes.
Your name again?
Yes, Ase Rawo.
Thank you, Ase. Yeah, so welcome to Focus on Liberia TV. You also here, I'm seeing you with a placard with among the students. Are you a member of Zoom? All right, so why you join the protest?
Well, I joined
Gentlemen here with this placard, carry, better smoke, stop human rights abuse against that Yampoe Joma, 35 months no pay. So in subsequent time we're going to speak with him. He come here, it's part of the protest today. So we're going to speak to him in subsequent time. As you can see him here. That's his name. He's going to tell us exactly. Welcome to Focus on Liberia. What is your name, sir?
I'm Dr. Yankwa D. Joma.
We can bring the marks down a little bit.
I'm Dr. Yankwa Joma. I am the director, the head for livestock aquaculture fishery program at Cary currently. I live in Cary. I got my residence there and I have my office there.
So why are you here this morning? I mean, today is a holiday. You should be home resting.
Well, Cary has disrespected the rule of law.
Okay.
I blew the whistle and stopped the government from losing $500,000 United States dollars. And because of that, it angered Minister Nathaniel McGill again.
Okay.
Currently, Nathaniel McGill still runs the country because the new man he has there, Victor Sumo, is saying, Dr. Joma, I can't pay you your 35-month salary. If I do, McGill will take the job from me. So I left Banga this morning to come to Monrovia to be part of the fix the country.
What is Dr. Small telling you that is responsible for him holding up to your salary for 35 months?
I blew the whistle. $500,000 were coming into the country by Behead, an American company for fish farming. And the lady at that time, Paula Finley, had planned to steal the money. And I wrote the institution in America, Behead.
And when specifically was that?
That was, we've been on there since 2019.
Okay.
And they now have 35 on salary for me, which is about $75,000 United States dollars, with almost $2 million. For the past 35 months, they had not paid me. They only paid 5 months.
After the engagement, what have they told you in regards
When we went to the ISCR, they took me to court and I won the case because after I blew the whistle, they came up with a plan that let's get Dr. Joma out of Cary. And they said I stole $10,000 Liberian dollars. And so we went to court. They took me to court and I won the case. So it is so, you know what we're going to? When the people start disrespecting the rule of law.
Have you reported this case to other stakeholders in Bon County? Because you're from Bon County, and I'm sure Carrie is.
Yes.
All
the stakeholders, including senators and representatives, all know. But like everybody mute because when it comes from Nathaniel McGill, who was the secretary to the president, he still works. He was just in Bangladesh on Sunday.
So you're coming here. What is important? What do you think it will change? Saying if you went to court, you won a case, and up to now you are not receiving your pay.
Yeah.
So coming here today, what is the important?
It will reinforce the commitment of the government to good governance. Mind you, Achibabona, call him now. Ask him about Dr. Joma. He went through this. I won. Musa Dean went through this. I won. Eugene Fagon went through this. I won. Then the NAM Judicial Second Court went through it. I won.
You got record to all of those things you're talking about.
I have all the records here. You want to see it? I will show you all the records. Even if you go to my page, you will see it. So tell me, when Victor Sumo start disrespecting the rule of law on behalf of Nathaniel McGill or higher ups in government, you know where we are heading?
Why are you blaming the suspended minister for this? I mean, you working and your immediate boss is
the minister still has his power.
Okay.
Minister still has his power according to Victor Sumo.
Are you sure what you're talking about?
Yes, I am sure. And I challenge the minister to take me to court. I will prove all. I will show all evidence. He still has power.
What did Victor Sumo tell you that your salary wasn't being paid?
Well, Victor Sumo said if he pays me, they will take the job from him. That's the reason.
Are you still working?
I still work with Carrie. In fact, I just left for Carrie this morning. I got my residence there. I got my house there. I got my office there. I go to work.
So, 35 months ago, you are not receiving pay and you're still working.
Yeah.
How are you managing?
Well, they paid me last year 3 months.
Okay.
Victor Sumo gave me 3 months last year. Then all of a sudden he stopped again. He said, that was last year, April, May, and June. And then he stopped. But what Victor Sumo is doing now, and I made it clear, I will resist because it's my right to live. What Victor Sumo has been started doing, he holds on to my salary and he makes me financially incapacitated. Then he goes to the court and issue a writ so that they can arrest me and take me to Batala. You know what's happening? Nobody's going to take me to Batala. From here, going back to Carrie, I will resist. I respect the rule of law, but where it involves my life. If a human rights institution comes in, yes, or lawyer comes in, yes, but I will not go Batala alone with Victor Sumo. I know he will want to kill me.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
I'm Jackson John, report for Africa 24. So can I know how much are we talking about?
And right now the government Liberia, out of 40 months or 39 months, they pay 5 months. So the guy got 33 months for me. The total of 72,000 approximately US dollars were about 2 million Liberian dollars. And mind you, I have spoken to the Boyi government. I have called Finabondo. I have called Samuel Tue. He doesn't answer. I sent text messages. Rebecca McGill, the sister of Nathaniel McGill, January, I have that information.
The deputy minister?
Yeah, deputy minister, she promised to say that Jamaica take it easy. It's not Nathaniel McGill. I know what's happening. I will see how I can pay you. Send me the controller number. I did that. Since January, Rebecca McGill has remained mute. I got that information here where she answered me. I even met Nathaniel McGill.
What do you think is the reason behind this?
Well, because I didn't let her post $500,000 United States dollars. And I talk about container that was stolen. I've been a whistleblower. Victor Sumo took almost, just quite recently last year or 2020, almost $45,000 came in. He took the money he bought fertilizer, the other money he sold it and put the money in your pocket. And those are things that we shouldn't talk.
You spoke of being a whistleblower. Have you engaged the LCC in regards to this issue?
Well, the LCC has indicted 2 persons, Paul Finde, Marcus June. They are being indicted currently. And Paul Finde, she's a fugitive. Marcus June, we don't know where he is. And these are people that have done wrong to Carrie. And the president came to fight corruption. And here am I, doing my job.
But as a whistleblower, they are also to protect you as well. What have they done in regards to the protection of your job?
I'm with President Weah, and we're interested to know that President Weah, I went to school in 1983.
Which school was that?
Element Scarborough. And when he chose to play football, and I went into the academia. Today I'm a PhD holder, and you are treating a family man
President Weah has taken his salary home for 35 months. Samuel Tuwe has taken his home for 35 months. He and his wife has enjoyed it. Victor Sumo has taken his home. Why will you hold on to mine? Because I stopped $500,000 donor money for being stolen. The embassy is aware because I sent a petition. I have all the documents, you can review them.
Mr. Joma, are you afraid? I mean, Dr. Joma, rather, are you afraid of your life in the midst of all of those?
I have been threatened. I have been handcuffed. My house has been broken into. My vehicle has been broken into. And there were even a time they wanted to poison the drinking water I carry. At time I learned there was even a snapper. There was a snapper in the forest I carried to even shoot me. But when everybody run all in the country, I mean, Liberia is the only country I have. I told the American embassy in my petition submitted, I just want you to intervene, let me get paid for my services. And up to today, President Weah takes his salary home, Victor Sumo takes his salary home, Nathaniel Magate takes his salary home, but you hold on to mine because I did the right thing by preventing somebody from stealing $500,000 that you appointed.
So, sir, what's the next move if this persists?
Well, I will continue to. I have continued to induce since 2019. I have continued to induce. I have continued to persevere, and I will continue this. I'm not going to run away from my country. I will not run. Nobody will drive me into exile. I think it is wrong. I imagine I thought the boy hurricane Fina Bondo, Samuel Tuwe, I sent messages Jefferson Kochi. There are so many that have gone and spoken with Magay, and they won't tell me say, well, you know, Magay doesn't want you there. Magay doesn't want to carry.
All right, so anything fun that you want to say as we take leave of you?
Well, I just want to call on President Weah to do the right thing. I did not commit a crime when I prevented his appointee from stealing approximately $500,000 United States. Today, I'm being prosecuted. I still work with Cary. I got my office in Cary. I got my residence there. I came from there just yesterday, this morning. So please have me paid my 35 months, almost 85 or 75,000 United States dollars with $2 billion. I got my family support. So what's the use living when you're holding on to my salary? And that's why the sanction document says corruption, and it says serious human rights abuse. It did not say serious human rights, it says serious. Read it. I'm one of those that have been abused continuously.
Thank you, your name again, sir.
I am Dr. Yankwe D. Joma. I am the director, the head for livestock aquaculture at the Central Agricultural Research Institute, Cary in Bow County.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're all welcome.
So we say here, this is Focus on Liberia TV, the voice of Dr. Yankwe Joma. They're from Cary in Bow County, alleging that government has not paid him for some 35 months, and he has done all he can, but to no avail.
What happened? He is the president. He's creating an environment. He's getting rich overnight. Why should we not start with him?
This protest is not first of the kind in Liberia.
Excuse me?
This is not first of the kind.
Precisely. Being asking for things to be done. But we believe this is the right time. This crisis gives us an opportunity to fight corruption correctly. When you have an opportunity, you don't allow it to go into waste. This is an opportunity. When the iron is hot, you bend it.
As you want to watch the election 2023, you are calling on now that you don't want President Weah. Who do you want?
No, we didn't say we don't want President Weah.
Who do you want?
We said he should be sanctioned.
Let the President Weah sanctioned. Do you think it's important for a Liberian president to be sanctioned?
Why not? If you are wrong, you're wrong. If we say people do not do wrong, we do not.
The black investors in coming to your country as well.
Excuse me?
The black investors in coming to your country when the president is sanctioned.
Where you brought sanctions of South Africa, did that destroy South Africa? No. You call for this investment in South Africa, right? But they redeem South Africa. Then you begin to learn to do the right thing.
We were told by the U.S. ambassador that more sanctions will be announced in the coming months. What do you foresee?
Well, we hope they will do more, but we're saying they shouldn't look for the small potatoes. Look for the big potatoes to have an impact. The big potatoes will be George Weah and former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Those are the big potatoes we want, not small potatoes.
Thank you. Your name again?
Jay Yanko is the chairman of the Liberian People's Party.
Let's talk to the president of Babli in Nima County. How are you doing?
Thank you, it's a day for education party, student leader. We are on a monumental occasion to come and honor the core of the party. So, as student leader of Tabata Statutory District, we are here. We left Gantale morning. We were able to arrive. So today we are here to protest against mass murder, secret killing, corruption, injustice, and opinion. So it is a day that all Liberians should say no to, especially the government and disobedient party, all Liberians, especially young people.
Liberia. I cannot be a member.
Were you a member when you were there?
Yes. Student Unification Party, yes.
So what makes this very important that you...
Corruption. Corruption is the #1 enemy. In fact, we've been told that way it is. It is corruption that led us to the Civil War. It is corruption that led us to destroy Liberia. It is corruption. You don't have hospitals. You don't have trucks. You don't have roads. People are not going to school. It is because of corruption. So we need to fight it. But we can't play. When the iron is hot, you should bend it. The crisis we have on hand, we should make use of it. In fact, to call on our international partners to make sure we identify the big potatoes, not the small potatoes. I think for me, in a time against the small potato, we should go to George Weah.
Which organization you represent?
The Liberian People's Party.
So are you turning this protest into opposition protest?
I told you we came in solidarity with the Student Unification Party.
Why you did not organize your own protest instead of joining the students?
Well, we'll come to that, but if we see a good thing happening, we shouldn't say it got to be us. We work to move Liberia forward. We don't need to spin the wheel. If somebody doing something good, you join them. You don't insist that it got to be you. 100%. We see good things happening, we join them. If anybody else is calling for a rally, we're going to go there.
So what do you hope to achieve from this protest?
We're saying we want the American people, the international community, and the Liberians to begin to take corruption seriously. I think we've been having fun with corruption. We will not get involved in corruption when our enemies are involved. When our friends are involved, we say there's no corruption. In fact, we say government properties are elephant meat. Take your share and move on. It's not going to finish. We got to change that mentality. We tell people when you leave government, if you didn't steal, we say you're stupid. If you steal, we say you're good. We got to change that mentality. And we're saying it's the right time to approach the international community and the United States government United States government, not to end the censure on small potatoes. The big potatoes will make a better impact than just focusing
so
on
you fighting for the government of Liberia to be censured?
I know I didn't say the government of Liberia. I call individual names, sir.
Who are those individuals?
I just said President Weah himself should be censured.
He's the head of the government. So if he is sanctioned, automatically the government is censured.
No, the government is a unit. It's a unit. It has individuals. When the president is affected, there's a chain of command. And even you have sanction, it doesn't mean the government collapses. No. Magay is sanctioned, but the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs is still operating, right?
So you're being here today. What message does it portray to the thousands of people who are viewing you via the different platform? What message does it send out?
That Liberians are getting serious, and Liberians want to make use of this crisis to do better things, to begin to fight corruption the right way. We've been fighting corruption, but we've been fighting it the wrong way. You know, the only time people fight corruption when they're their enemy. When their friends steal, they do not make noise. We are saying we should make noise. Again, let's look for the right people who will fight corruption, not people who will sleep in the chairs, not people who will, have friends with the big shot, with the people who make money. We're not fighting corruption. If we want to fight corruption, we gotta look at it from the realistic approach and look for people who've been fighting corruption, who know how to fight corruption, who can identify the real enemies of Liberia.
I'm sure from your youth days up to now, this is not the first time you've been involved into protest or assembly against government, against corruption, against bad governance. I mean,
difference will it make? I mean, it seems to be like
there'll be a difference that will get serious. You see, you never had an effective way of fighting corruption because for you discriminate in your fight. When your friends steal, you don't call it corruption. Only time you call corruption when it's your enemy or somebody you oppose. That's what we're saying. We have to fight corruption the right way. Two, we gotta look for the big potatoes, not the small potatoes. Nathan Magay is a small potato. Let's go to George Weah. Let him tell us where he got his money from to build the 49 complexes. Let him tell us. Let him publish the list. Monba Malou, the chairman of CDC, clearly stated that every time our president goes out for visit, when he brings money from the countries, he does not put it in the coffers of the government. That's corruption.
Someone watching you might say you may have some political motive because you are old man and all your time you protest. Why are you protesting against a George Weah government?
That's not even true. When we started in the 70s, people never used to vote. It is because of our advocacy today, George Weah is in power. So you can't say we didn't do anything. It is because of the advocacy, you got too many press media around here. It is because we insisted that change should come about. Right now, we change the political system. We are not talking about the economic system. That's what we need to change.
What is the difference between soup today and soup during your day? What is the difference?
Oh, one thing is true. They still are pushing the commitment. But today, the message is getting louder. They're getting more people involved. We never used to have this kind of number. Today, you have this number and more committed. By the way, I took notes when I was here. Better organized, as I see it. They write down names as they come. They discipline, they sing songs, and they keep on and look up to their leader, which is very good. We did it in the past, but I'm seeing with a larger group and they're still doing it. Excellent performance. I tell them thank you. J. Yanko Zeze, chairman of the Liberian People's Party.
All right, you just listened to the chairman of the Liberia People Party. So how many members you brought here today?
No, I came up for solidarity.
You came on behalf of the party or
you representing the party?
Excuse me?
Are you representing your institution?
No, I came here as an individual to support the interests of SUP.
But you still honor the banner of your institution here.
I'm saying to you, I came here as J. Yanko, also as chairman of the Liberia.
Okay, that is what I'm saying. You still represent the party.
Anywhere you go, once the chairman, you're chairman.
So you still chairman here today?
I can't separate myself in terms of chairmanship.
So it means you are still the chairman. Yeah.
But they haven't.
I mean, you still represent the party.
But when you say representation, it means they give me an authority.
Every action by you here represent the party today, right?
I would assume so.
I'm asking.
I assume so.
No, I'm asking you, son.
That's what I'm saying.
It represents the party.
If it represents the party?
I'm asking if it represents the party. Any action by you today?
Not necessarily. If they disagree with me, they will discipline me.
But you still a representation of them.
I am not saying no. I'm just telling you what I'm speaking as an individual. I speak as an individual.
Did you consult them before coming out?
No, we have agreed to have solidarity. We were here the last time.
The institution agreed to have solidarity with SUP today?
Yes.
Okay, so it means the entire body agreed.
The party is in. In fact, we did that with the youth. With the youth. The youth week of LPP had a march. We of the party came in solidarity. So we are going to have solidarity with anybody that's going to have a rally against corruption. So anybody. Every CDC going to have a rally, we'll have a solidarity march. As long as they're doing the right thing.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zeze Yanko.
Thank you, Chairman Zeze.
Fokpa Zeze Yanko, you said.
Fokpa Zeze Yanko.
You say your name again? You say your name again?
J. Yanko Zeze.
Okay, J. Yanko Zeze. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Abo mama.
All right, so my name is Prince Hobart and we stay here before the U.S. Embassy where so the Secretary General of SUP just arrived, Zoe Kamara.
He been embraced by the militant. A few minutes from now, he will be speaking to the press. So, Honorable Secretary General,
Reactionary Tennessee, George Weah, Vanga Party, yo, fix the country, yo, Duruma, Vanga Party, Duruma, fix the country, yo, Agatona for Aza, yo, your right still to my yo, face a country, all face on yo. We are tendency.
All right, so welcome to the press. Secretary General of the Student Unification Party, Jusu Kamara. You converse here today in continuation of your Fix the Country protest. So just tell us your role out. What are your activities today?
Now today, firstly, we'd like to begin with extending our salutations to the progressive students, besides the militants of SU, and our progressive Liberians who are here under the ambience of peace and in the conference of the Constitution. And I want to say to them thanks and appreciation for coming up in their multitude today to demonstrate their dissatisfaction and their displeasure with the way the administration has managed the affairs of Liberia for the last 5 years. And so today we are here in continuation of our Fix the Country campaign launched on July 26. This is a persistent radical campaign geared towards putting pressure on the national government feet to ensure that the social basic services that it promised the Liberian people during elections 2017 and as enshrined in Article 1, the responsibility of the government towards the citizenry, that all these things be settled, and to call government attention to the issue of social insecurity in Liberia, that is dealing with the issue of ministerial death and secret killing, extrajudicial killing in Liberia, and social insecurity that is panicking the Liberian people. And even nowadays, when it is 6-7, you see the Liberian people are not in the street or they are not going about their normal activities simply because there is a huge security vacuum in Liberia and the security sector is not well plugged, it's not well equipped to provide security for the Liberian people. And on the issue of justice and accountability, to continuously wage pressure on the national government headed by Mr. George Weah to pay attention to the issue of corruption within public services. In accountability, we all just saw the U.S. sanctioning the Solicitor General of Liberia, sanctioning Mr. McGay, and sanctioning Biltreri. All these things coming into light, the puzzle coming together. So what we are here for today is to say to Mr. George Weah that we have had enough of his shenanigans, we have had enough of his misrule, we have had enough of his tyrannic tendencies in the society, we have had enough of his decision to flippantly disregard the Constitution. We know the issue of the law of census in this country. We know how President Weah commissioned without the consent of this Liberian Senate, George Patton as ambassador to the United States. We all know these things. So we are here today to say to George Weah that we have had enough of his shenanigans, we have had enough of his misrule, and going forward, if he doesn't pay attention to the problems that we are confronted with as a people in the country, we will continuously wage this action rally in a peaceful manner going forward to 2023.
Will you be presenting a petition today? Do you have that in your plan for today? Another document?
We will be petitioning because of the nature of holiday in Liberia. international panels usually don't work on these days and what have you. So last week we were here on Friday. We petitioned the U.S. Embassy as a beginning point of our actions and what have you. And in that petition, we're saying to the people of the United States and the government of the United States that thanks be to them for the fact that they have the temerity and the courage to sanction and to designate corrupt Liberian official, things that the president of Liberia lacks the temerity and the courage of doing. We want to say to them that is a great stance taken, and going forward they need to do more. And the sanction that came to Liberia was on the issue of corruption and malpractices in governance. It did not feature people who have violated human rights in this country. So we want to see more sanctions coming to Liberia that will feature violators of human rights in this country.
All right. So lastly from my end, we have just less than 18 months to go to the elections, where Liberia will be going to the polls to elect the president, the vice president, and the member of the legislature. What is your hope? What do you think can change that did not change 5 years down the line?
So what can be changed? What can be changed? That's a very good question. And then we asked the president to begin with the AICC 2022 June report to prosecute all those who are indicted for corruption, as indicted in that report, beginning with Professor Francis Ray at Lagos, Roman Esplave, who is the deputy for information services at Lagos, and Lawrence A. George, who is the deputy for administration. These three individuals have been caught within the cobweb of corruption for bastardizing the resources of Liberia against the interests of the suffering masses of our people. And the president still have these people presiding over the affairs of Lagos and not having the relief of their job to go and face prosecution. How can you be a good president in this regard when you lack the temerity of people who are undermining the tenets of democracy, the tenets of accountability and transparency in this country? You haven't stay enjoying your confidence. They stay routing cash and taking the taxpayer money of this country, the money that is taken on the tears and sweat and the blood of our people to pay them on a daily basis. The president has not the temerity to have these people relieve of the job to face the country. So when we say face the country, Mr. George, and what can be changed? This is what can be changed. Take action on all those who are indicted at the agents of corruption and go at the Ministry of Agriculture. Dennis Cooper. Dennis Cooper is being caught within the cobweb of corruption. And this man still enjoys the confidence of the president, still enjoys everything of the president. So if Mana Jennings, who is a well-known thief, can still enjoy the confidence of the president and the support of the president, it means that the president lacks everything it takes to fight corruption in the society. And if you ask what can be changed, if Dennis Cooper is prosecuted, that is a change. And on the other hand, in education, we have had we have had a very deplorable educational sector in the society. You just saw the worst result, featuring 65% of the students who sat the test failing massively. That tells you that the educational sector of the society is in the board, it's in tata, it's in room, and much needs to be done. You were celebrating independence celebration. We told you, Mr. President, if you are a progressive president and you wanted to see the society transform under your leadership, why will you take $500,000 and have jamboree and fantasy in the name of independence celebration when you have a huge majority of young people who are not in school? And support the issue of early childhood education. Take that money, support education. That's how you start with beginning. That's how you begin by facing the country. When we say face the country, it's putting real emphasis on education, because when you improve education, you give quality of education, good quality of education to the young people, and they tend to innovate and to sponsor the developmental drive of the government and the society. That's how you begin facing the country.
Actually, why you haven't involved opposition actors? The LPP chair is also here to collaborate.
No.
You have Prophet Key is also collaborating with you. Why you took this beyond suit?
But we said there's a nationwide protest. Face the country. When we say face the country, it's inclusive of all those who live in this country. Because when you face the country gets better for everyone, not just for the Student Education Party, it's many things. Not for the students of the University of Liberia. We call on all Liberians. We're not looking at political persuasions. No, we don't want to know where you come from, your creed, your ethnicity, your background. We don't want to know what kind of clothes you wear. Insofar you are here today in demand for justice and accountability, and insofar you continue to act in the confines of the Constitution and act peacefully, you are a friend of ours, and we accept you. Just we can say, yeah, we don't know whether opposition is here. The chief
The chief leader of this protest action is the Revolutionary Student Unification Party. And all those who came in solidarity are solidarity forces, and we welcome them. The COP is here, we welcome them. All those who are here, we welcome them. They are Liberians that want to see social transformation in the society. We're not looking at the political persuasion they come from. We're not looking at that. So, even if Mr. Baga wants to come here, or Mr. Georgia wants to come here, anybody within the citizen regime, even partisans of the ruling party are here. I know other partisans of the ruling party are here. But they are here in the interest, the supreme interest of the country and the people. They're not here in the interest of a political party. They are here in the interest of Liberia and the democracy of Liberia. And I think that's patriotism. That's loyalty to country. That's allegiance to country.
Mr. Secretary, if I got you right, SUP will not petition government today.
This protest action is quite ahead to petition the national government because of hard petition. We have had petitions with international partners in country because we knew that on this day they don't operate. And so today, this protest action is quite organized to pay attention to the national government and have them come to receive our petition.
So where do you intend operate to present this petition?
We chose, and somebody should not be like they want to play the issue of burdens of ox. We chose this day for certain reasons.
What's the reason?
We chose this day because on holidays usually the economy is literally closed. So we didn't want to have our protests in basic week schedule or days of the weeks. And where the economy is functioning, people are moving about and what have you, that will cause commotion. Today's holiday, a lot of people stay home. A lot of businesses are not operating. So when we peacefully assemble, there will be a space and there will be no commotion here. That's why we chose this day. And going forward, every holiday in Liberia will protest. Insofar, Mr. We are seeing how to pay listening ears to our plans that we have. So what we are saying is that today is holiday, and we have worked with the government and Minister of Justice. We had conversation with him yesterday, and inclusive of the police, we had conversation with them, and they guarantee that there will be an emissary of the national government who will come to receive our petition. And mind you, if the government refuses to have our petition received today, this protest action continues. And even if the government receives our petition, it doesn't mean the protest action will come to an end insofar they don't act on the demands that we are making. We make a demand for the immediate dismissal of Magay, Biltuary, Sema Serena Seafox. Let me say something to you. A lot of you have not understood the implication of this sanction on our country. When you see the man who presides over the port, the gateway to the Liberian economy, is being sanctioned of corruption and mismanagement, that means that trade, commerce, and business have been sanctioned in Liberia by the U.S. When you see the man who is the chief solicitor general, chief prosecutor of this country, who has been sanctioned because of bribery and maneuvering in the justice system, it tells you that we have a compromised justice system. And on Georgia, justice system is almost like Wayo on market. So people have no faith in the justice system of this country. And then you see the chief of staff of the president's office. How is it possible that Magay can be extricated or Georgia can be extricated from the sanction of Magay? We are students of international relations, politics, and diplomacy. The United States or the international partner will not come to our country and sanction our president. You know why? It got security implication. They will have angered masses of the Liberian people to come out in a mass. In this society, we have degenerated into something different. So they went for the man who is deputizing the president in his office, the man who controls the affairs of the president's office. So how is it possible that Magay can be involved with bribery, TV, and corruption, and Georgia can be extricated? Who can be made? Even there's an elemental logic. You reach to the 6-year-old girl or child who is in community, the person understands. The president is being indirectly sanctioned. So the issue of bribery, all these monies they're talking about, the maneuvering of Magay, how does Georgia have not known this thing? And they said, when we talk about protected government, Georgia regimes one of the most protected governments in the world. One of the worst of tyranny and dictatorship that we have seen in our lifetime as young people in this country. Because when we spoke of corruption and misery in this country for the last 5 years, we have felt that we're making fun. The U.S. had to intervene and see how insincere this president is. How can he be suspending people who are designated and cannot call a name? He say, oh, the 3 persons who are designated in the U.S. report. Who are the 3 persons? Are you afraid to call Nathan Magay name? Are you afraid to call Biltuary? And look at Biltuary, there's a man who says his name is Begubetio. So the son of the president has been caught in the cover of corruption. He cannot extricate the president from corruption.
So, Mr. SG, can you just bring out to speed as it relates to the state of your injured colleague during July 26th? You were here, you remember, and one of your colleagues, or some of your colleagues, sustained injury, but one was severe. I mean, for the benefit of the viewers, can you speak to that? So,
the comrades who got injured badly on the instruction of Mr. George, we are on July 26th. A lot of them have recovered, except for Brother Christopher Waters, who is staying in a very critical state of condition. And as it stands, the brother's health remains very critical. And it is our ardent hope that the masses of the Liberian people continue to shower prayer and solidarity in his way. And it is a difficult time for him. And it is part of Waters' sorrow that we are here today. That the government cannot guarantee a citizen constitutional and democratic rights to protest, but we send hoodlums and thugs, gangsters, to have them brutalized. We come here today to demand justice and accountability. Justice for Waters Sibly, justice for Princess Copper, justice for Bati Yiswa, justice for Gifty Lama, justice for Abel Pitex, justice for all those who are victims of mysterious death and secret killings in Liberia for the last 5 years. Justice for all victims of brutalization and instruction, state-sponsored violence. Justice for these people. This is why we are here today. We are here to say to the world that for the last 5 years, Liberia is in Odysseus. And Odysseus is a horror movie, such as Rontin, a vampire show, zombie show. That's how Liberia is, because in a society where insecurity is not guaranteed for people, every day you wake up. And I just listened to the news this morning. A big bear was killed in District 10. See Liberia. See Liberia. So you want us to live in such country? With this situation to fall our hands, hey, there's not political line issue. Because you don't know who is the next potential victim tomorrow. Princess Cooper was never an advocate in this country. She never posed threat to the political class of this regime, or to this government, or to this country. We want to say, this madam was going about her usual life, and she got strangulated and killed. And they say she died because of tuberculosis. How can you be convinced that that body that we saw is a body that was, you know, that was brought to death on the issue of tuberculosis? So we are here in demand for justice for Waters Sisulu, Princess Copper, in demand for the establishment of War Economic Crimes Court. And that's how you begin facing the country, prosecuting warlords and having them having a space start off for them so that they cannot participate in our democratic processes. This is what we want to see. That's how you begin facing the country.
We received an unconfirmed report about counter-protests. Are you cognizant of that as well?
I'm very glad that you people are here. So today is an affirmation of the values of the Student Unification Party that after 52 years, this institution remains a long-standing voice against tyranny and dictatorship in Liberia. After 52 years, this is the only institution that has confronted tyranny when it was not fashionable to do so. You see young students, see them, young students, professional Liberians are here. The Student Unification Party is a non-violent institution that will continue to work within the confines of the Constitution. We brought democracy to Liberia. It is our duty to maintain the peace and stability and to support the democratic drive of Liberia. So those who will come in and new counter protestation are people that will be acting on the instruction of the regime. And like you see, we are here, we are peacefully assembled.
We've been told that there are also students on the campuses of the university.
No, that is the reason. These are regime students. If you like, these are simpletons and trashy ragamuffins of regime. Better driven elements who lack the discipline to even sit for undergraduate degree studies at the University of Liberia. They say they are out today because of everybody. I don't want to dignify them on this platform. We are here to save face the country to Georgia. We don't have issue with these people. We are agitating so that these people can have better learning environment at the University of Liberia. They are students of the University of Liberia. That's how you begin facing the country. So for them, they don't know that civil obligation to the country. But we at the level of the Student Unification Party who have read and who understand these things, that is the reason why we are here. Sometimes it is very unfortunate that in a country where everybody is suffering, the suffering masses who are agitating for the other suffering masses can be confronted by the suffering masses themselves. These are suffering people like us. No, us here all live on the same average basics. We are all students who find it difficult to go to school. Even when we go to school, the environment that we live in is in dirt, it's in dint. The environment is in tatters. So when we agitate to face a country where the university is improved, We have internet facility. We have research facility. We have the laboratories, the science laboratories improved. It gets improved for everybody, not meditate or soup exclusively, so that all Liberians acquire tertiary quality education at the state university.
Where exactly will you be presenting the petition?
We are here. We are here for a very good number of time, and we are awaiting the chairman of the Student Unification Party, the commanding general of the Politburo, the Central Committee, concomitant the General Congress of the All-Powerful Revolutionary Student Unification Party. We will come and begin the program by sending solidarity message to the people of Liberia and sending a message to the region. I wish that we will march up to the campus of the University of Liberia where we'll climax our rally. Because now there is a state program being carried on around, and the Main Street, Broad Street there. And we don't want to be like we're going to cause havoc. Like we told you, we are here in the name of peace and justice. So while they are there having a program, they can spend the good number of time they want to spend. But we'll wait for them after that program. Nobody will be on the road. They will peacefully march and go to the university campus where we will assemble, and then we'll have emissary of the government come and receive our petition.
Yeah, Mr. SG, one may want to know how many counts do you have in your petition?
The Student Unification Party had an elaborate press conference, and in our position statement, we listed 51 uncompromising and non-negotiable. What did I say? Uncompromising and non-negotiable. The Student Unification Party will not negotiate any of these counts. I said any, I want to emphasize. Any of these counts. An attempt to negotiate any of these counts or compromise them is a betrayal to the hope and aspiration of the people of Liberia who have confided in us. So, if the one counts of the Student Unification Party remains unbending, it remains uncompromising. So, if the government fails, because 2020 we had 35. If the government fails to listen today, we'll carry the count to 100. So if they fail again the next time, we'll carry 100. Hey, this is a movement of resistance. In Kiswahili, we call that Saba Saba. Thank you. If George, we are saying we're not listening, we here, we own it.
Thank
this
you.
is our country.
Thank you so much. That was the voice of Secretary General of the Student Unification Party, Jusu Kamara there. He's been in conversation with the press and focus on Liberia. Has been part of the interview. My name is Prince Monrovia. We're still here. As you heard, the SG spoke. They are here for quite a number of time. They will be here for some hours until the official celebration of the August 24th by the government, and then they will march to the main campuses of the University of Liberia, where a petition statement will be presented to the government. The government will send a representative there, according to him, and then if the government refuses to send a representative to receive the petition, their protest action will continue. And that was his exact word. So we pray, we hope that the president, not the president exactly of the government, will send a representative to receive the petition today. And we'll see how it will be. My name is Prince Monrovia, and we'll see him.
We are in the vanguard to make sure that we have fed this country. There is no turning back. There is no two ways. We either struggle or prepare it. You can get a revolution now, but you cannot get the revolution. The revolution lives forever. We are here and we'll make sure we protect this government and make sure that we have fed this damn country.
Some of y'all numbers. Send a clear message to President Weah to face the country using the 51 counts of the ever-ruling vanguard in the political party. If President Weah cannot face the country using the 51 counts that he created, he will consistently protest on all of the major holidays in Liberia. So President Weah to pay attention to the cause of the ruling vanguard in the political party message the cause of the people.
City police!
is the police.
Good morning and welcome to Focus on Liberia. Tell me exactly, how do you feel being part of the protest today? Are you a female militant of SUP?
I feel very grateful, very honored to be part of the struggle.
What is the name?
Fatima.
All right, so tell us exactly, what is the intent of this protest? What do you intend to achieve at the end of the day?
It's to call the attention of our president to the ills in our society, to keep our more attention.
All right, and how long you intend to be here among the men?
We'll be here until we see the end, until our request can be
Is there anything final you like to tell maybe other people, the government in general, any message to them? Yeah.
Very proud to join this protest. I stand as citizen of Liberia. We actually want the president to come.
This is Focus on Liberia. The militants are here in their number. The police are here among the men, and of course,
and we meet people like the chairman said, Chairman Mustafa Kane. We come with our bare heads. And ideological, we need international community to come in. Our sisters are being raped. Princess Copper, the issue of Princess Copper. Princess Copper, when I got in the streets, she was brutalized.
to the voice.
He won because we have our constitutional rights. And the days are numbered for you. Watch out. This is a country that we all have our rights. And we need peace. We need freedom. If you think you will go scot-free, be very, very careful because our law is going to judge you. We are not here to kill. If you think you really made enough Jazzy country, come to the Parliament Hall. We got intellectual disco. Come here. We got issues. We got issues to confront the way. Come and engage us and stop brutalizing citizens.
Thank you so much. My name is Prince Mova, and we're still here trying to bring you the view of what's happening out here. A few minutes from now, we'll be putting it live out. So thanks for watching. My name is Prince Mowa. Today is August 24 in Liberia. We've been here since this morning, bringing you full view and coverage of the counter protest rather. That is in continuation of the July 26th protest. We're taking a very short break and we will be back in a few minutes. Keep watching and keep following Focus Liberia. This is how we are taking leave of you now to be back in a few minutes. Thanks for watching. Bye bye for now. My name is Prince Nova once more.